My dad was most definitely a pathological liar.
In this last video, I talked about how my dad told us that he drove Elvis Presley's limo. And when Elvis Presley died, my dad was 14 years old. So obviously that was like not true. But I didn't know that was true until I grew up and I realized like, well, I was like a teenager and math ain't mathin'. Now, some people could probably say, oh, well, maybe your dad just thought it was funny and you guys were kids and he was saying outlandish things. But if you knew my dad, like, no, my dad legit would tell them. And it's sometimes we brought things back up to him later. He'd be like, I never told you that. He would not be like, oh, I was just messing with you guys. No, like he just lied. Part of this lie actually, and sometimes it was just that he drove Elvis's limo. But one time he told us the way that he met Elvis and started to drive his limo is that Elvis's current limo driver hit my dad while he was driving his motorcycle. So he was driving his motorcycle. Elvis's limo driver hit him. Elvis gets out to check on my dad, and somehow my dad starts driving a limo for him. Crazy. Now, I have an awful memory, so I actually texted my brother and was like, what are some other lies that dad told us? Because there are so many, but I'm going to tell you another one that is, it's insane. So buckle up. We used to live with my dad in Reno, Nevada, and he was a taxi driver, and he had this girl that he was friends with, and she used to come over all the time. She was a taxi driver too and hang out with him. She comes up later in the story. Anyways, she's not around. This story is not about her at first. Dad tells us, me and my brother, like he comes to us and he lets us know that he wants to be a woman, that he like cross-dresses and he wants to be a woman. Mind you, we are young teenagers. And this was a different time. I was just kind of like, okay, it was out of the blue. My brother really super struggled with it because I don't know if it was just because he was a boy. That's just that he didn't know how to cope and it was a different time, but whatever. He struggled with it. To the point though, my dad, after that, I would come home. I say home because we lived in a motel, but we like actually didn't live with my dad. We lived with somebody else and we'd go visit him. I lived a crazy life. But I would come home and my dad would be like dressed in a pink robe. He would have like his hair either in a wig or he would have it like a towel wrapped up. He would have makeup on. He had his nails painted once. He had a bra stuff. Like he was dressed, okay? And that's fine. Like if that's the life he wants to live, I was just like, okay. And then randomly he moved back to Oklahoma where we live now. And he started telling us like, no, he was never a cross-dresser. Like he didn't do that. He didn't want to be a woman. Like none of that was true. And then even years later, I didn't ask him about this. Like, he's just, like, bringing it up to, like, tell me. And maybe he's trying to cover his tracks. He felt, like, embarrassed about it. I don't know. But, like, just the fact that he always would lie about everything, it's just, like, one more thing. But he said that the reason why he did that, and he told us, his kids, who have nothing to do with this lady that he works with, is because this lady that he works with. He said that she was in love with him, and she wanted to be with him so bad, and she would just always hang around, and she always was asking him to go out with her. And so he told her that he was a cross-dresser and that he was gay and that he wanted to become a woman so that she would leave him alone. But honey, you were dressed like that when she was not around. When no one was around, I just came home and you happened, like, so yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. And I let it go because I like don't know which part is true because he would just lie so much. It was really hard for him to keep up with his lies. But yeah, that's one of the things. So I don't know if my dad, to this day, don't know if my dad was gay and just didn't want to tell people, if he wanted to be a cross-dresser and was lying about it, or if this lady was really in love with him and he was just trying to get out of it. What I do know as a mama now is that we were way too damn young to be involved in any of that shenanigans.